it's two completely separate streams with two totally different chats. And because you only have one default stream key on YouTube, every time you also want to stream on YouTube vertically, you have to go in and manually create a new stream and select that stream key. So it's a little convoluted right now. Hopefully they update that and make it a little easier in the future. But last one, let's add TikTok. Now TikTok's a little bit stingy. They don't give out stream keys like they used to. They want you to use their TikTok Studio app.
Come on, man.
Just super annoying. Let's download it. We added something cool.
Why is it not going? To watching? What the fuck? Oh, man. Which stream are you watching? Oh, now you're watching. What the fuck?
Cool into vertical to make it easier to stream to platforms like this, and it's the virtual output here. So if you turn on the virtual output, manually create a new stream and select that stream key. So it's a little convoluted right now. Hopefully they update that and make it a little easier in the future. But last one, let's add TikTok. Now TikTok's a little bit stingy. They don't give out stream keys like they used to. They want you to use their TikTok Studio app, which is super annoying. Let's download it. We added something cool into vertical to make it easier to stream to platforms like this, and it's the virtual output here. So if you turn on the virtual output, you can add a camera here, select OBS virtual camera here, and now your OBS vertical canvas is also your live streaming canvas. And now your OBS vertical canvas is also your TikTok vertical canvas. And here we go. TikTok stream is also set up. Easy peasy. And those are the 4 outputs that I'm gonna set up. It's important that you know though that each output that you add to it adds extra bandwidth to your internet because it is your computer sending the video to multiple places. So if you have 4 different destinations that you're sending your stream to and each one is 6 megabits per second, you're gonna need a total of 24 megabits per second upload speed with your internet to be able to do that.
TikTok.
Keep that in mind. But now let's talk about why we did Twitch first. Because you can see if you try to go live on YouTube without going live on your built-in stream, it's gonna give you a warning. The reason for that is in the settings here. If you go to your YouTube output and hit advanced setup, you'll see that it's using your main encoder, or it's using the encoding from the built-in stream. Basically, multi-stream is taking this stream and then just sending it to other places. So if this stream's not running, it won't work. And it's really cool that it does that because it means your computer only has to render your stream once and then it just sends it to multiple places. It's not rendering a different stream for Twitch and then a different stream for YouTube. It keeps the processing power requirements low. But if you've got a beefy computer and you want to send one stream to Twitch and one stream to YouTube, you can actually change the encoder settings here. If you change both the video and the audio, it will let you go live without being live on your built-in stream. But the main reason we set up Twitch first is because Twitch has an extra setting called the VOD track here. One that the audience listens to while you're live and one that shows up in the VOD later. So if you want to play music in the background of your stream and then you want the music to be gone in your VOD so it can't get muted, you would set that up. As of right now, since the plugin is brand new, we don't have that feature built into multi-stream. So if you want to use a VOD track, just make sure you do Twitch first. We'll add it in later. We just don't have it. VOD track's a super great thing to do because even if you're using copyright-free music like Stream Beats, which is officially endorsed by Twitch, Twitch's audio recognition will misrecognize some of the songs as other copyrighted songs and will mute your VODs. It happens with all safe music over there. The system's not great. But that's it. We're done here. You can now multi-stream to multiple vertical and multiple horizontal sources at the same time. And vertical also has a lot more to it. Like for example, if something happens on stream that you want to upload to TikTok, you can actually click this button to retroactively record the past minute and then save it to a folder. So you just toss it on TikTok after your stream. I'll put that video up in the corner up here and also in the description below in case you want to see it. It's pretty awesome. How did I do on time, by the way? I'm pretty sure I blew it. I always do, but hit the like button anyway and leave your favorite emoji in the comments down below for engagement. I love you. Happy streaming. And because you only have one default stream key on YouTube, every time you also want to stream on YouTube vertically, you have to go in and manually create a new stream and select that stream key. So it's a little convoluted right now. Hopefully they update that and make it a little easier in the future. But last one, let's add TikTok. Now TikTok's a little bit stingy.
Oh, I wish I can test that vertical. Let's see.
They don't give out stream keys like they used to. They want you to use their TikTok Studio app, which is super annoying. Let's download it. We added something cool into vertical to make it easier to stream to platforms like this, and it's the virtual output here. So if you turn on the virtual output, You can add a camera here.
Whoa,
select
whoa,
OBS
whoa.
virtual camera. Add something cool into virtual output. It's easier to stream to platforms like this, and it's the virtual output here. So if you turn on the virtual output, you can add a camera here. Select OBS virtual camera here, and now your OBS vertical canvas is also your live streaming canvas.
What the hell? Oh yeah.
So if you turn on the virtual output, you can add a camera.
Oh. Okay,
download it. We added something.
Geez, you skipped the install. Okay. Where is it? Download Live Studio. I guess.
Which make it easier. You can add forms like this, and it's the virtual output here. So if you cool into vertical to make it easier. Super annoying. Let's.
Oh my god. Download Live Studio. Okay. Get it for Windows.
Download it. We added something cool into vertical to make it easier to stream to platforms like this, and it's the virtual output.
Okay. So we need this. Come on, let's go. Where's the... Oop.
Here. So if you turn on.
Come on. Oh shit, I need a TikTok account. Install. Alrighty. Yes. Yes. Oh man. Log in. Oh fuck. Alright, I gotta think of an. I'm gonna make a fucking. Let's see. TikTok. Ooh. Use my personal. Shit. Oh, what? Let's check. Whoops. Change the profile. Ow, shit. Alright, fuck it. What is my TikTok? Okay. Whoa, really? Okay, what the fuck is this? Jeez. Oh my god, yes, it's me. Promotion? Damn. Allow. Oh, let's go. What? Two objects that are the same shape. This and that. Thank you. Oh, come on. What? Okay, like, I'm liking a new one. A sign up. Fuck. Yeesh. Let's just do... Is this taken? Damn. Isn't available. Skip. Oh my god, come on. I can't believe there's one viewer. Who could it be? Oh shit. Switch starts. Import from another tool. Go live now. Oh, shit.
Turn on the virtual output. You can add a camera here. Select OBS
shit.
virtual.
Okay, fuck it. Set up now? Showcase yourself playing games. I guess that's the one. Oh, what? What? Okay. Oh, this is ridiculous. Oh, I guess I gotta do this. Yay, let's go. Wow, okay. Suggested for chit-chatting, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Apply 30 for live performance. No, let's not do that. Stream latency. I don't know. Nope. Next. Like, what? Oh, I see, because I gotta do this. Dual layout. Well, I see. Huh. Well, let's see what he said here.
So if you turn on the virtual output, you can add a camera here.
This looks like dual layout. Sure, let's do it. Not now. Not now. Holy fuck. Dude, what the hell? This is crazy. Okay, landscape. Can I just delete everything? Yes. Delete, 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 delete. It's a lot of stuff. Portrait mainstream. Delete, 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 delete. There you go.
Select OBS virtual camera here.
Oh shit.
Which is super annoying. Let's download it. We added something cool into vertical to make it easier to stream to platforms like this, and it's the virtual output here. So if you turn on the virtual output,
Turn on the virtual output. Okay.
you can add a camera
Whoa.
here. Select OBS virtual.
I don't really want OBS or virtual camera. What the fuck? Can't I use this? Oh, wow. Okay.
Camera here, and now your OBS vertical canvas is also your live streaming.
Add source, blah, 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 blah. Got it. Huh. That's cool.
Canvas. And now your OBS vertical canvas is also your TikTok vertical canvas. And here we go. TikTok stream is also set up.
Oh my god, I got so much shit open.
Easy peasy. And those are the 4 outputs that I'm going to set up. It's
What the
important
heck
that
is
you know, though,
landscape?
that each output that you add to it adds extra bandwidth to your internet because it is your computer sending the video to multiple places. So if you have 4 different destinations that you're sending your
Okay.
stream to, and each one is 6 megabits per second, you're going to need a total of 24 megabits per second upload speed with
need
your
a
internet to be able to
stream
do
key.
that. Keep that in mind. But now let's talk about why we did Twitch first. Because you can see, if you try to go live on YouTube without going live on your built-in stream, it's going to give you a warning. The reason for that is in the settings here. If
Bro,
you go to your YouTube
I'm
output
live
with an
on
advanced
4
setup,
different
you'll see that it's
platforms?
using your
Is that
main encoder, or it's
serious?
using the encoding from the built-in stream. Basically, multi-stream is taking this stream
come
and then
on.
just
TikTok,
sending it to
TikTok,
other
TikTok.
places. So if this stream's not running,
TikTok,
it
TikTok,
won't work. And it's really cool that it does that because it means your computer only has to render your stream once, and then it
How do I
just
see
sends
my
it to multiple
stream,
places. It's not
though?
rendering a different stream for Twitch and then a different stream for YouTube. It keeps the processing power requirements low. But if you've got a beefy computer and you want to send one stream to Twitch and one stream to YouTube, you can actually change the encoder settings here. If you change both the video and the audio, it will let you go live without being live on your built-in stream. But the main reason we set up Twitch first is because Twitch has an extra setting called the VOD track here. One that the audience listens to while you're live, and one that shows up in the VOD later.
I'm not even
so
live,
if you want
that's
to play music in the background of your stream, and then you want the music to be gone in your VOD so it can't get muted,
live studio
you would
access.
set that up. As of right now, since the plugin is brand new, we don't have that feature built into multi-stream. So if you want to use a VOD track, just make sure you do Twitch first. We'll add it in later. We just don't have it yet. But the VOD track is super great to do because even if you're using copyright-free music like Stream Beats, which is officially endorsed by Twitch, Twitch's audio recognition will misrecognize some of the songs as other copyrighted songs and will mute your VODs. It happens with all safe music over there. The system's not great. But that's it. We're done here. You can now multi-stream to multiple vertical and multiple horizontal sources at the same time. And vertical also has a lot more to it. Like, for example, if something happens on stream that you want to upload to TikTok, you can actually click this button to retroactively record the past minute and then save it to a folder. So you just toss it on TikTok after your stream. I'll put that video up in the corner up here and also in the description below in case you want to see it. It's pretty awesome. How did I do on time, by the way? I'm pretty sure I blew it. I always do, but hit the like button anyway and leave your favorite emoji in the comments down below for engagement. I love you. Happy streaming. Did I say I love you twice? I don't know. Oh, that's cringe.
Okay. I need a proper TikTok account. I'm currently live on Twitch, YouTube, Shorts, and TikTok. Fuck. Come on. Yeesh. All right. Moving on. All right, we already did that. This guy did the same thing.
I just spent a few weeks multi-streaming, and what I learned is most services and tools absolutely suck. Setting them up is annoying.
Okay.
Get into the video. Before we get into the core setup, we need to understand the two different ways to multi-stream, relay versus direct, and why you'd want to choose one or the other. First, relay. This means you're streaming from OBS, for example, to a service like Restream, for example, and then that service will stream to the platforms that you link to it. The pro of this is that you're just encoding and streaming one stream and letting the service handle the rest. This means no added stress on your PC or internet. Another great pro is Restream will combine your platform's chats for you and even give you a browser source to put it on screen for viewers.
I want to hear my voice.
But hey, it's better than nothing. Now, the cons, though, are pretty rough. For starters, having 6
skip.
Multi-stream.
So
go out.
What's the deal?
Streaming to multiple support behind paywalls, some account
Bro.
of course. You'll want to head to the homepage and click Stream via RTMP. This means essentially you're streaming from OBS to Restream rather than using their built-in studio. Add channel and see a limitation of only allowing 2 platforms for their free version. And they also say they'll add a watermark. This isn't true.
What?
It's only adding a watermark if you use the built-in studio version that I told you not to remove.
What is
Sometimes
going on here?
You'll want to click YouTube and hold on and the settings
No, I
look
want
correct.
to go from OBS. Multi-stream OBS. Alright. Fuck it, I guess I did it. Multi-stream or Restream? Ugh. I don't really care. This is 4 months ago. Oh, shit. Okay, 4 months ago.
So a new multi-streaming plugin for OBS just came out yesterday. It's called Atem Multi-Stream. It's made by the same people that made Atem Vertical. And this is the new standard for multi-streaming going forward. If you're looking to stream on Twitch, YouTube, assuming TikTok
Facebook
stops
too.
being assholes
Damn
and
it.
lets us have stream keys. This plugin adds a new dock to OBS
Facebook
where
too?
you can add all your different accounts for all your different platforms.
My God.
And you just pick the ones you want to go live on, and you're
Oh, man. Okay. TikTok, but then I need a stream key. Fuck. TikTok Live Center. Oh, man. Sure, let's do it. this again. G. Get your live audience and start building blah 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 blah. Okay. Analytics. Subscription? No. And how about download? Oh, yeah, I already got that. Okay. Logging in again. What the fuck? Yeesh. Wait, what? Oh my god. Grazograph Productions at gmail.com. Alright. Yes, it's me. Thank you. Allow. Okay.
You're done. You can even stream to different platforms. Okay, but X2, nobody gets in trouble for that,
Are you gonna
right?
set it up?
But you don't want that music to go out to YouTube because their copyright system is a lot more aggressive. That's also possible here, except I don't endorse that.
How to get a stream key. TikTok server. Please enter. You can find this. Blah 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 blah. Okay. Okay, go live. Here we go. I did that. Man. What the fuck? Oh my god. Oh my god, how did it just freeze? Cancel. Okay. Cancel. Cancel. TikTok Studio Live. Yes. Where are you opening? Is that it? Okay. All right. That is that. Go live. What is this? Okay, it's like TikTok Live Studio not available. What does that mean? Ah. Wow. Really? Oh. Oh, God. Okay. Okay. Yeah, why? Is that true? Live studio required. Oh, okay, it's right here. What are the requirements? Just fucking tell me. Yes. Yes, that's great. Why? For more details, visit the Access application page. Bro. Okay. Okay. Fuck your live center. Oh wait. This is live center. Where is the Access page, man? Okay, these are useless. 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 How would I get access? Download, start. Okay. Visit the Access application page. Here we go. Within 1 day. Okay. Okay. Oh. And like, this is not even the name I want, man. Fuck. Man. Yeah, Yes, that's me. That's me. Okay, whatever. What is the next thing to do? I'm currently live here. I'm live here. Huh. Let's go back to Senpai.
Hey, welcome back to the Streaming Masterclass. This is episode number...
Streaming Masterclass.
Lighting is the easiest and cheapest way to upgrade your stream, because not only is it way cheaper to upgrade your lighting than it is to upgrade your camera,
Okay,
but also
no, not that
there's a good
one.
chance you're doing it wrong right now. Just like me. Most stream
I've been waiting to do this for a long time. I've been so lucky
Ugh,
to be able
okay,
to do
let's just go
streaming
through this
tutorials
shit.
full time on this channel for years now, but the problem is that I kind of just do whichever one feels relevant. Like, they're just kind of all over the place. A lot like me. You can't really find them all together in one easy place in the right order. Until now. Today, we're starting a series of short, easy-to-follow tutorials that we add to every month for free right here on YouTube. We'll start today with an OBS masterclass, and then we'll add an audio masterclass and a camera masterclass, and maybe even more, and we'll put them at the very top of this channel in a group called a streaming masterclass.
Combine.
Streaming masterclasses. I haven't spent enough time deciding on that yet. So today we're going to start at the beginning, which is a very good place to start. And by the end of this super short tutorial, you should be able to go live with your very first Twitch stream with a camera, 2 scenes for gameplay and just chatting, some alerts, and even music. Let's jump into it. Let's start with the ones who make this entire video possible and thank the sponsor Owned.tv, which is super relevant to this video, actually. We'll have a whole dedicated video to alerts and overlays in the future in this series, but if you are looking to get started on aesthetic needs, making your stream look pretty, there's no better place to look than Owned.pro. Owned's just added a whole new suite of free features to help you get started with your overlays and alerts, which is a couple of clicks. Things like if you find an overlay that fits your vibe but it's the wrong color, you can just change the color later. And even things like quickly finding images and widgets to add to your stream to make it completely unique to you. Owned.pro just gives you so many easy and free and cool customization tools that the other guys just don't really give you. So go check them out. I'll put a link to them in the top of the description, and let's get started building your first stream. One of the first big questions people ask when they get started is, should I use OBS or should I use Streamlabs? And short answer, in 2024, OBS. Streamlabs started as a way to help brand new streamers get started easier, especially back when OBS was a little bit more confusing and didn't really look at. But nowadays, things have changed quite a bit. Now Streamlabs has become more well known for hiding most of their features behind paywalls and actually using considerably more CPU power than regular OBS. And also with OBS, there's an endless list of really cool free plugins that you just can't use with Streamlabs, because then they wouldn't be able to charge you for their stuff. I recommend OBS, and so does everyone else that does what I do. So let's download OBS. We're gonna go to obsproject.com. We're gonna click on the operating system that we use, and it starts downloading automatically. Easy peasy. And there's one last thing that's going to pop up here before you can start building your scene. It's the auto configuration. If you're just getting started, this is a great tool. Make sure it's set to optimize for streaming. And next, and what it's going to do is it's going to check your PC's power and your internet connection and just kind of set up the basic settings for you, so you don't have to worry about it. And you can connect your Twitch account here. I'm going to connect mine later. And now we're finally here. Let's get started. Let's make our first scene, and let's start with the most important one. Start with the gameplay scene. There are a lot of streamers that only make a gameplay scene, and that's all they use, and that's fine. So we're first going to name our scene by right-clicking on it, going to rename. We're going to call it gameplay scene. And then we're going to add our very first source. And we're going to add our actual gameplay full screen source. We're going to do that by going to game capture, which is right here. We'll go ahead and leave it the name game capture. We're going to set this to capture any full screen application. That means that anytime I launch a game, it's automatically captured and put as the background of this. And just so you can see it, let's actually launch a game. I've got this little indie game called Bread and Fred. It makes me so happy. So you can see I've got my gameplay here, and if I move it down, I can see it being captured in OBS. You probably also notice that it looks like I'm not capturing all of it in here. That's because
I don't even have
we're
this.
working with what the stream sees is 1080p, but my gameplay, my monitor here is 4K, and so it doesn't fit. We're going to grab this little square here. We're going to drag it in. We're going to move it. We're going to get this to fit perfectly on our canvas. And you also may have noticed that mine snaps to the edges like that. If yours doesn't do that, or maybe it does and you don't want it to do that, all you have to do is go to your settings,
Oh,
make sure you're general,
true.
and go to source alignment snapping. And do whatever you want with that. There's also one other common way to capture your screen on a PC like this, and that's using display capture instead of game capture. What that's going to do is that's going to capture your entire display. We'll name it display capture here. Again, let's resize this to fit the canvas properly. And no matter what is on your screen, that's what's going to show up in here. That way, if you want to do some more just chatting style content, maybe show some YouTube or anything in a browser, something that's not a game like this, it's going to capture just whatever's on your monitor. The only downside of this is it does utilize a little bit more resources than game capture. So if you use this, but you're gaming and you notice you're dropping some frames, you might want to switch to game capture instead of display capture. I've got a pretty beefy PC, so I'm actually going to leave this at display capture. Now let's add our webcam. We're going to add another source. This time we're going to choose video capture device. And we're going to name it webcam.
Oh, I think I did this.
Under device, we're going to pick our Elgato Facecam Pro. So what I'm using right now, you may have seen it appear here because I forgot to put it up there before we started. I'm going to leave the rest as is. And again, you can see this is a 4K webcam, so it doesn't fit. You can just see my big old forehead in there. But let's make this extra small, and we're going to put it on the side of our gameplay over here. By the way, this video capture device is also what you'll use if you're capturing like a PlayStation or Xbox or Switch and you're going through a capture card, which I will have a video on in the future. But that's where those are all
Capture
found. The thing I'm
card.
crazy about on this webcam right now is how much blank space I'm capturing, but I'm taking up
Let's
so much
see
of the
who's
canvas. So I'm going to hold Alt,
gaming today.
and then when I drag it from the side like I did before, instead of resizing, it's just going to crop. So I'm just going to cut this down to only what I need. That may have been too much. There we go. So now I can bring it back up a little bit larger in size. But I'm not going to take up too much of the gameplay scene. And there we go. We have a completely solid gameplay scene. I know it's only 2 sources, but this is actually what a lot of people are using now. They've really shrunken down, minimalized the overlays in their scenes. So now we have a gameplay scene. Let's start our chatting scene. So we're going to add another scene here. We're going to call it chatting.
need to play this.
And we're gonna add that webcam back in, but we're gonna make it full screen. So we're gonna add a source, we're gonna go to video capture device. This time we're gonna add an existing source that we've already added to a different scene before. It's webcam, it's right there waiting for us. Let's resize it. And I mean, you know, maybe we aim it a little bit better. Maybe I have it positioned better, but my cable is too short and I didn't have time to find a longer one for this video. So this is our just chatting scene. Something kind of cool that a lot of people don't know is that when you add a crop the way I did by holding Alt and dragging, and I added it on the webcam here, it didn't save over to the webcam on this scene. When you crop the way I showed you, it only applies to that specific layer that you added it to.
Well,
But now we have a gameplay scene.
is
Let's take our
that?
chatting scene. So we're gonna add another scene here. We're gonna call it. This time we're gonna choose video capture device. Bro, this is my big old forehead. This is all, another thing I'm not
Done,
like I did.
done,
There we go.
done.
Now I can bring back what a lot of people are using now. They've really shrunken down, minimalized their overlays in their scenes. But now that we have our gameplay scene, let's set up our chatting scene. So we're gonna add another scene here. We're gonna call it chatting.
I wonder if I'm viewing myself.
And we're gonna add that webcam back.
Is
in.
someone
So
actually
we're gonna add a source, we're
watching?
gonna go to video capture device. This time we're gonna add an existing source that we've
From
already
Twitch,
added to a
it has to
scene
be from
before.
Twitch.
Webcam, it's right there waiting for us. Let's resize it. And I mean, you know, maybe we aim it a little bit better. Maybe I have it positioned better, but my cable is too short and I didn't have time to find a longer one for this video. So this is our just chatting scene. Something kind of cool that a lot of people don't know is that when you add a crop the way I did by holding Alt and dragging, and I added it on the webcam here, it didn't save over to the webcam on this scene. When you crop the way I showed you, it only applies to that specific layer that you added it to on a specific scene.
Really?
But if you want to add a crop that will apply to all of your scenes, you can right click on it, go to filters, under effect filters, you can add a crop or a pad. And in there, let's add, I don't know, 300 pixel crop on the left, 300 pixel crop on the right. And now that's actually going to apply to every single scene. Anytime you use this source now, it will have that same crop. So this is great for people who want to have maybe an ongoing theme throughout all of their sources. You can have things shaped a specific way by using filters. The last thing we need to add to our stream is our microphone. So for this one, I'm going to go to settings.
Microphone,
I'm gonna go to
got
audio,
that.
and I'm going to go to mic auxiliary over here, and I'm going to set this to my microphone.
Whoa.
In this case, it is the beacon mic. So you can see I have
Did
two
I
audio
do
sources
that?
running right now. The first one is my desktop audio, which just captures anything coming from my computer, like Spotify, my gameplay, YouTube, whatever, and I have my microphone coming into it.
I don't have that.
We're gonna hit OK, and now you can see under mic, if I tap the microphone, it makes a sound. One of the mistakes I see a lot of
Do I
people make is they
need
plug in a
to do
webcam that has a microphone built into it, and they also plug in a microphone and
No.
don't realize they're getting audio from both of them. So if this were my webcam microphone instead of my actual microphone, what I would do is I would mute it, then I would click on these three dots, and I would hide it, and then it would just disappear. Now you'll have to do that on every scene that the webcam is added to, but it's a great way to get rid of that. You can also add a microphone by going into sources and adding an audio input capture. What that's going to do is that's going to add it to your scene as a source specific for that scene.
monitoring
By going into the
device.
settings and going into audio, what we're doing is we're adding global audio inputs. So by adding our microphone in here, it automatically applies to every scene. You can see it right here as well. So if you
Okay.
have a scene where you want a
I
specific
guess.
audio source, like maybe you're a really cool streamer and you have a scene where you're in another room or you're over on the other side of the room and you want a microphone to only show up during that scene. And honestly, if you wanted a simple setup, I go between scenes by ignoring the bias stream, but it's not that hard to figure out. You can also set scene changes to hotkeys on your keyboard. That's right in your settings over here under hotkeys, and we'll go into that more in a future video, but it's not that hard to figure out. You should give it a shot. One of the main things we're still missing here is alerts, like an animation that pops up on the stream when someone follows or when someone donates. And that is going to require a whole video on its own. So if you'd like to stick around for that, make sure you hit the subscribe button. While you're down there, hit the like button and drop your favorite emoji in chats, which will let YouTube know that you like these videos with your sweet, sweet engagement. Thank you. Now let's just connect our Twitch account because I didn't do that earlier, and this is not the way it was when I first started. It's gotten way easier. You used a great thing to feature on this music service. Hours of music. Today, the day this video came out. Today, I'll link to it down below in 4 years and Apple Music, and
what
actually
is this?
on all the
Epidemic
things. And we just added
sound?
another 8 to music service actually, but it has thousands of tracks all available for free on Spotify and Apple Music, and well, actually on all the things. And we just added another 8 to 9 hours of music.
Stream
Today, the day this video came out. Today, I'll link to it down below in the 4 years since we launched Stream Beats. Not a single streamer has gotten a DMCA strike, but you should be aware that Twitch's audio recognition software is very imperfect. So if you go back to try to rewatch some of your streams later, that's called a VOD. You'll notice that some sections are probably going to be muted, and that is a misrecognition done on Twitch's part, and it happens. There's
Got
a way
it.
to avoid that, and that's by setting up your music so that it doesn't show up in your VOD. It's only in your
I
live
should
stream,
open
and that will also be a tutorial in the
Shopify
future in this
or
masterclass. If you play
Spotify.
Stream Beats or any other safe music through Spotify or Apple Music just directly on your desktop, it will show up right in the audio mixer under desktop audio. That's where it'll be. And congrats, your very first stream is set up, ready to go, everything you need. You should congratulate yourself by getting yourself a really
Come
good
on.
mousepad over at reallygoodmousepads.com. Did I really advertise 2 of my own products at the end of this video? Maybe that's part of the masterclass. Maybe it's the business. And we're on to the last thing you're going to need for your stream. For a proper stream, you need Spotify and Apple Music and
Stream Beats by Harris Keller. Stream Beats. Huh? This. Yeah, let's do this one. Stream Beats. How do I make this lower though? Ugh, much better. Okay.
well, actually on all the things. And we just added another 8 to 9 hours of music today, the day this video came out today. I'll link to it down below. In the 4 years since we launched Stream Beats, not a single streamer has gotten a DMCA strike. But you should be aware that Twitch's audio recognition software is very imperfect. So if you go back and try to rewatch some of your streams later, it's called a VOD, you'll notice that some sections are probably going to be muted, and that is a misrecognition done on Twitch's part. And it happens. There's only one way to avoid that, and that's by setting up your music so that it doesn't show up in your VOD, it's only in your live stream. And that will also be a tutorial in the future in this masterclass. If you play Stream Beats or any other safe music through Spotify or Apple Music just directly on your desktop, it will show up right in the audio mixer under desktop audio. That's where it'll be. And congrats.
Alright.
Your very first stream is set up, ready to go, everything you need. You should congratulate yourself by getting yourself a really good mousepad over at reallygoodmousepads.com. Did I really advertise 2 of my own products at the end of this video?
serious?
Maybe that's the part of the masterclass. Maybe it's the business. And about diversifying your income so you're not relying on Twitch. Or maybe I'm just a shill for myself. I don't know. Argue about it in the comments. I'll see you in the next video.
Goo.
Happy streaming.
Okay. Next.
Okay, between these 2 cameras, I want you to guess which one is 4K and which one is 720p. I'll give you 3 more seconds. I'll tell you the answer. All right. You guys made your guesses? Show them. Did you get it right? And if you didn't, I got good news for you. Here's the deal. In this episode of OBS Masterclass, we're gonna go over everything you need to know about webcams. So how to set them up, some tricks, and how to make the cheap ones look better, and even some tips and things you need to know for picking the right webcam for you. Let's make this quick and painless. Let's jump right into it. So I've got some cool news for you. The sponsor of this OBS Masterclass episode wants to do a $25 giveaway at the end of the short segment. So hang on for that. Sizzle.gg is a website that auto-generates awesome highlights of your Twitch streams, YouTube streams, and even local gameplay videos. No software, no editing skills required. So for all the new streamers watching the series, this one's for you. Sizzle.gg just watches your streams and automatically picks the best
What
parts, turning them into clips
the
and compilations for all the most popular games for free. And they can even do any game or video, including just chatting using their universal AI
Serious?
technology. All you do is go to
You
Sizzle.gg,
can
link your
shit.
streaming accounts, and then just auto-generate your highlights. You can make minor edits if you want. You can download them, create custom compilations, and even convert any video into vertical video for TikTok and YouTube Shorts. The basic plan is completely free forever. And then for just 99 cents for the first month, you can get awesome perks like the ability to generate highlights out of any video you have using universal AI. And that $25 giveaway I mentioned earlier, totally free to enter. All you have to do is click the Sizzle.gg link in the description down below. Go sign up for a free account, link your Twitch or YouTube account, and then Sizzle.gg is going to pick two of you to PayPal $25 cash to that you can use on battle passes or skins or pizza. Doesn't matter, whatever you want. It's just normal money. So hurry up, click the link below, and create a free Sizzle.gg account. Start
Man,
getting
I
some free
can't
content,
even
free
like
highlights,
pick my
and compilations.
nose
Back to the
anymore.
video. So you can see here, I've got my webcam mounted on top of my monitor. Let's throw it in OBS. You can see we've got our two scenes that we made in the last episode of OBS Masterclass. We're going to start with the chatting scene because that's just going to have the webcam full screen here. So we're going to add a source to that scene. We're going to add video capture device, and we're just going to name this webcam so we know what to look for if we need to find it later. We're going to choose our webcam, which is the Elgato Facecam Pro. And we have the same problem that we had last episode, which is we have a 4K webcam trying to fit on a 1080p canvas here. Obviously, we need to shrink it down. And I could do this whole, like, click the edge and drag it in a couple times, but an easier way to do it is going to be right-click on the source itself, go to transform, and then say fit to screen, or we could just hit Control F.
Control F.
Bam. Full screen camera, easy peasy. Let's go ahead and add the same thing to our gameplay scene. This is where we're capturing our desktop if we want to game or react to content. We're going to hit the plus, we're going to add a video capture device again, but this time we're going to add an existing source that we've already added before. That's our webcam. Again, same problem. This time I'm going to use this corner here because we need to make it even smaller, because it needs to fit over on the side of the screen. I like mine centered vertically, but on the side. But the problem we have here is this camera, like most cameras, are oriented horizontally. So we have all this blank space here that's not important for them to see, but it's covering my gameplay or whatever we're capturing on my screen. So we're gonna hold Alt, and we're gonna drag in from the side. If I'm going fast, by the way, it's because we went over this in the last episode. So make sure you check the OBS Masterclass playlist if you want to see some of the stuff on some of the quick OBS tricks that I'm doing right here. That's good. That's good. I think that's pretty solid. Let's even trim it up a little bit top and bottom, so we're only getting the important stuff. And then we have a good face cam. If you weren't aware of this, by the way, that trick that I did by holding Alt and dragging the edges here, it only applies to this scene. So if I go back to my chatting scene, you can see it's still the full image. It didn't crop this one. Kind of a neat little shortcut that not a lot of people know about. I don't think that's true. I think a lot of people know about that. Now, a lot of you guys are way better gamers than me. Maybe you want to have a second webcam showing off your mouse and keyboard, that angle, right? Well, let's plug in a second webcam. I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to just set it up here. It's going to be a terrible angle. We're going to add one more source. It's going to be another video capture device. We're going to say webcam 2. And this one is AverMedia PW515. And look at that, there we go. My cable's a little short, so I'm kind of limited on potential angles here. I'm probably just making excuses. Anyway, let's pretend this is a top-down camera and I want to put it underneath my main camera. Let's again crop this in, really crop off the unimportant stuff. It's just my hand. Let's make it the exact same size. There we go. And if I want, I can use the arrow keys to move it around by 1 pixel at a time. Let's see how far this one is. This one's 15 pixels from the edge. It's 16. There we go. It matches up perfectly. Look at that. Actually, the easiest way to mount these top-down cameras, or even any webcam you want, is using a microphone arm. A lot of these webcams have the exact same standard mounting hole on it. They're called quarter 20 mounts. This means you can take something simple like maybe this boom arm, or even the ones that go up and over, and you can actually put a webcam on one of those and point it straight down. That's probably the easiest way to do it. Now, something you may have noticed looking at these two webcams is some of them don't look as good right out of the gate. I would say the Elgato that we're looking at top is a little bit dull, whereas the AverMedia we have on the side is completely blown out and overexposed. So let me just show you a couple tricks that I use in order to make a webcam, any webcam, look a little bit better. Some webcams, especially the Elgato webcams, have really great first-party software that lets you go in and really fine-tune those shots. So we're in the Elgato Camera Hub app here, and the first thing I'm going to want to do is actually add a little bit of contrast and saturation. Notice that I feel like there's not a lot of.
How would I do that?
You love listening to your favorite artists, and we love listening to you. So let's talk.
Darks in this shot. Even the black areas, like this thing right here, this looks a little gray. So let's add some contrast.
And you could
That
win a month of gloriously
Contrast. So that means I would need to
with
add
Spotify
that.
Premium. That means you can enjoy all your favorite artists ad-free. Sound good? Then all you need to do is hit the banner now for your chance to win.
Damn. I don't know how I do that.
Right now, you're listening to all your music on
Let's see,
shuffle
Joy-Con.
mode with the Spotify free
Oh, maybe
experience.
filters.
Explore how to tune into your
Audio
favorite
video
playlists and
filters,
albums
audio video
in any order
filters.
without hearing ad breaks with Spotify Premium.
Video delay. Nope. Color correction? Color correction? Oh, here we go.
Did you know?
Already, you can see my facing just really starts to pop there. Now, don't worry too much about my lighting here. I have a little bit.
Look, time to slow it down.
Tap the button to see a list of upcoming, personalized live and virtual events just for you.
Of extreme lighting going on. Like I've got a purple spotlight hitting me right. You can see that real washed out spot there. So don't worry too much about the lighting extremes here. But I also feel like my face, the skin tones just are feeling a little bit dull. So I'm gonna bring that up. Let's bring back down the contrast a little bit and bring up the saturation until my face feels like it's a flesh color. I'd say all in all,
Flesh color. Contrast and brightness. Nope. I think it was good. Contrast and brightness. Okay, defaults. Oh, okay. guess.
I think we're looking pretty good here. I think we got some nice color in there. We got some nice contrast. The face looks natural, at least on this side where we don't have the super harsh lighting, but I think we've got this nailed in here. Now, sometimes
Really? Okay, well, mine's kind of like that.
notice webcams just don't look great out of the box. And I've noticed that with a lot of webcams, especially these AverMedia ones, is they actually are really good.
Damn, I'm
webcams.
using a
But for some reason, they
Pixel
tweak it a little
9
bit when you
as a
first open it. So
camera.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the properties of this webcam, and I'm going to go to configure video. And you can see the biggest problem we're having is this
Goo.
entire side of my face is completely blown out. We need to turn that down. The problem is we don't want to turn the brightness down. You can see as I crank it down, it makes the whole shot darker, but that spot is still blown out. What we need to do is we need to turn down the actual gain of the device. So we can turn the gain down there. I'm not seeing a lot happening. There's also an area in camera control where you can turn down the actual exposure. See, the auto exposure on this isn't great, so let's turn that off, and let's bring it down manually. And you can see my forehead start to actually come alive again. There we go. We can actually see the detail on my forehead again. Now the shot's a little bit dark, but we have detail again. This is actually properly exposed. Now we just need to go back here, see if we can brighten this up naturally like that. Oh, we're starting to lose it again. Maybe let's go back in, bring down the exposure one more notch, and then try bringing up the brightness. Nope, it was better up one more notch there. Let's bring the brightness back down. There we go. It's also worth noting, by the way, this camera is pointing at the side of my face that's not lit, whereas the Elgato is seeing a well-lit face. So don't judge the AverMedia based on this.
What is
Just
the
use some of these
point?
tips for your own webcam, and also make sure you're properly lighting yourself. But I think we're getting somewhere with this webcam. I think it's already looking a lot better. Let's finish this off with one last tool. We're gonna go into the filters here, and we're gonna add an effect filter here. And we're gonna add color correction. This is gonna give us a
Ooh. Okay, we want color correction, crop pad, enhance portrait. What does that do? Oh, hell no. Delete. Render key, scroll, aspect ratio. I don't see gain. Close. Where would that be? Properties, maybe? Okay, yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. There's nothing. I'd have to change it over there. White balance locked. Oh shit. Zero. Autofocus. Whoa, no. What? I guess. Oh no. Filters, here we go. Whoa, okay. It's a bit bright now. Okay, if it's off, looks like that. It's not. Put it up once. Let's do defaults. I think that's good.
a couple more tools for really coloring our camera here. One of the problems I have is it feels a little bit magenta, it feels a little bit pinky. Even like this wall right here, you can see this is supposed to be white and it looks a little bit red. So let's mess around with color correction just a little bit. Fully aware that the biggest problem right now isn't the webcam, it's the lighting. But what I think I'd like to do is just bring up the gamma a little bit and then add a tiny bit of contrast in. That brightens it up a little bit. Brightness doesn't look good. We don't want to do that. And the last thing I want to try to do is fix some of that redness. Even in general, something I like to do, I think it makes my videos feel a little bit more calming, is I like to add a little bit of teal into it. So we're gonna go to color multiply, add a little bit of teal. Nothing crazy. That was crazy. That was too much. Let's bring it back. So here we have this dark, kind of red image. We've brightened it up. We've added a little bit of blue, a little bit of teal. And again, it's a poorly lit shot, so it's not going to look great, but I think it adds a little bit of life. Let's even pull back on that teal just a little bit. I think that's a pretty big improvement. You can turn that off and on by hitting that little eye. And I like what we did to it. The tools that I use for the AverMedia webcam are built into OBS. None of them are AverMedia tools. This is something you can do to any webcam, and I highly recommend you just spend a couple minutes toy with some of the settings that you saw me toy with, because I think we made some pretty big improvements there. And then the last thing I'm going to go over here is how to use non-webcams as webcams. So maybe you've got a mirrorless camera for shooting photography. Maybe you've got a nice phone that you don't mind plugging in and using one of the super fancy cameras on the back. Let's go over that. Now, this is the Sony ZV-E10. You can get it on Amazon for, I want to say $600 right now, and it has a couple advantages over modern webcams. First thing is that the sensor, or this spot right here, the thing that the light actually lands on and takes the image, is massive, way bigger than webcam sensors. That gives you better colors, better dynamic range, things like that. But also, you can take off the lens and put whatever lens you want on there, so they're really easy to upgrade later. How we're gonna plug this into the computer is we're gonna use something called a capture card. In this case, it's the Elgato Cam Link 4K. And we're gonna use the little HDMI port on the side to go into this thing. So let's plug this into the computer, and the HDMI cable goes from the camera into the capture card. Then just like our webcams, we're gonna add another source. It's gonna be a video capture device. We're gonna call this one Sony camera. And now we should see the Camlink 4K, which is what I just plugged into the computer, and that's what our camera is connecting through. Yeah, we got a 4K camera in here on 1080 and then add some color just like we did with the other ones, but that's how these cameras are supposed to look. They're supposed to look a little bit dull because that gives you a nice clean canvas to make as many tweaks as you want. Let's actually throw this on top of the monitor just like the other one. Okay, real quick, I'm gonna color it up. That looks much better. Look, before and after. Look at that. And just for fun,
whoa,
that looks much better. Look, before and after. Look at that. And just for fun, let's see Sony and
jeez.
Port on the directly with 720p in this webcam mode. Even though it can output either 1080p or camera, very important. Make sure you know that you appreciate these 3 videos. I'm gonna leave you guys with one more tip. If you want a great webcam but you don't want to spend a single dollar, use your phone. If
That's
you
what I'm
bought a
doing.
phone anytime in the last 3, 4, maybe even like 5 or 6 years, the camera on the back of this is
On the
probably
back.
better than
I'm
any
using the
webcam
one
you
on
can
the front.
buy. And for at least iOS, there's an app called Epoch Cam, and it's free. And it turns your phone into a
Epoch
webcam that
Cam.
either wired or wirelessly communicates directly with Elgato's Camera Hub software. Then you just get a little mount, maybe even a magnetic mount that goes on top or next to your monitor, and when you're ready to stream, you just stick it on there.
Wait,
then you
what?
just get a little mount. Turns your phone into a webcam that either wired or wirelessly communicates directly with Elgato's Camera Hub software. Then you just get a little mount, maybe even a magnetic mount that goes on
Camera
top or
Hub
next to your monitor, and when you're ready to stream, you just stick it on there, and you have a super high quality webcam. For those of you interested in streaming but not ready to pay a couple $100 for a nice camera, that is definitely my highest recommendation. Download that free app, give it a shot. And I think that'll be it for today's class. I try to keep these short. I don't feel like I did a very good job this one. Next one will be shorter, and it's gonna be on microphone. So make sure you hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. If you're watching this far, you probably did. So it's free and it helps me out a bunch. Thank you for doing that. Leave any questions you have for future OBS Masterclass classes down in the comments. If you don't have one, just leave your favorite emoji for engagement. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for coming to this class, and as always, happy streaming. Sorry about that. I did it again.
Epoch Cam.
I've been waiting to do this for a long time. I've been so lucky to be able to do streaming tutorials full time on this channel for years now, but the
USB mic. Fuck, I can do that.
This is a $2,000 studio vocal microphone.
Jeez.
This is a $140 USB microphone. If you can't hear the difference, neither can your audience. So let me tell you everything you need to know about using one of these.
Epoch Cam.
USB microphones are actually really cool because in order to use a microphone, you usually need 2. I've been waiting to do this for a long time. Now we've got our first 2 scenes. And honestly, if you wanted a simple setup, like a lot of people are button down here, we're gonna go to stream, and then I'm just gonna hit connect account.
What the
I'm gonna
fuck
sign
is
into
what
my
I wanted?
Okay, between these 2 cameras, I want you to get and stretch it out.
Which
Do your
one's the
thing.
Epoch Cam?
E10. You can get it on Amazon for, I'm gonna say spot right here, the thing right now, and it has a couple of.
Wait.
Let's go over that. Now this is the Sony ZV-E10. You can get it on Amazon for, I'm gonna say $600 right
Damn.
now, and it has a couple advantages over modern webcams. First thing is that the sensor, sensors, so they're really, and we're in the HD 4K, which is why I just plugged into the shrink and did the other tweaks. Biggest wrecking cameras. Honestly, functionality right inside. Here, head over USB. Let's directly in here because the camera can out of the HD. This video when I said 4K was a 4K to month, I'll become subscribe. Great webcam, but you don't want to see 4, maybe even like 5 IO communicates.
Where's the
ready to stream,
phone?
just
Okay, here it is.
Then you just get a little. It turns your phone into a time in the last 3, 4, maybe even like 5 or 6 years. The camera on the back of this is probably better than any webcam you can buy. And for at least iOS, there's an app called Epoch Cam. And
iOS.
It's free. And it turns
Damn
your phone
it.
into a webcam
That's
that
why.
either wired or wirelessly communicates directly with Elgato's Camera Hub software.
Boo.
Then you just get a little mount, maybe even a magnetic mount that goes on top or next to your monitor. And when you're ready to stream, you just stick it on there, and you have a
Holy
super high
fuck.
quality webcam. For those of you interested in streaming but not ready to pay a couple $100 for a nice camera, that is definitely my highest
let's
recommendation.
see.
Download that free app, give it a shot. And I think that'll be it for
OBS
today's
on
class. Try to keep these short. I don't feel like I did a very good job this one. Next one will be shorter. It's going to be on microphone, so make sure you hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. If you're watching this far, you probably did. So it's free and it helps me out a bunch. Thank you for doing that. Leave any questions you have for future OBS Masterclass classes down in the comments. If you don't have one, just leave your favorite emoji for engagement. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for coming to this class, and as always, happy streaming. Sorry about that. I did it again.
You guys can barely see it.
I've been waiting to do this for.
Okay. Done. Webcam done. USB mic. Sure.
This is a $2,000 studio vocal microphone. This is a
Jeez, what
$140
happened here?
USB microphone. If you can't hear the difference, neither can your audience. So let me tell you everything you need to know about using one of these. USB microphones are actually really cool because in order to use a microphone, you usually need 2 things. You need Well, you need the microphone, and then it has to plug into something called an audio interface. You can see it plugs into the XLR jack right there. And the interface is kind of the powerhouse. It does a couple different things. It boosts the microphone using something called a preamp. It does all the processing, so you can choose how loud is the microphone when you're listening to it. Do add EQ, and then also converts it into digital, so you can send it right to your computer over USB. And if you were to take both the microphone and the interface and combine them together, you have a USB microphone. It's kind of a two-in-one machine. And the goal of these USB microphones is to take something as complicated as this whole setup right here and make it simple enough that anybody can plug one into their computer and just use it. And some of these microphones do that really well. So let's plug this thing in. I'm going to show you how to set it up. I'm going to show you things you can do to make it sound better. And then I'm going to give you some suggestions and things to think about when picking your own microphone at the end of the video. I was about to say let's plug this thing in, but it looks like I already did. So let's get started. The very first thing we're going to do in OBS is we're going to go to our audio mixer over here. We're going to see our microphone input. We're going to hit these three little dots, go to properties, and then we're going to make sure the device says mic in on the Elgato Wave 3. You can see there are a couple other options for Wave 3. We're going to get to that later. So click mic in, hit OK, and now you can see this little meter right here showing us exactly what this microphone is hearing. Let's double check that real quick by tapping on the microphone. Yep, you can see it's definitely this microphone that's being picked up. And now that we have a microphone sending a signal to OBS, the next thing we need to do is make sure our levels are set, or volume of our microphone, essentially. Some microphones allow you to do it on the microphone, like the Elgato Wave 3 here, for example. You can see I can do it with the dial on the front, but if it comes with software that allows you to do it in there, you're going to get a little bit more control. So let's jump into that real quick. We're going to open the Elgato Wavelink software. Here we can see our Elgato Wave 3, and if I click the down arrow, we can see our input gain. The gain is the microphone level itself. And so as we're talking, let's make sure we set it exactly where we're going to have it on our desk. I usually suggest having it a little bit closer to your mouth like this. And as I talk, you can see it goes right up into the yellow, which is generally where we want it to be. I can turn it down, I can turn it up, but I think that was a pretty good spot, right around 28 dB there. Maybe 30. Check. I'm going to bring it down just in case we yell during a game a little bit. Let's give it that little bit of headroom. The basic setup is done. Now, something you should know. If you start streaming and you notice that your voice is way louder than your game, one thing you don't want to do is go back into the microphone here and turn down the gain of the microphone. Where you should change the microphone volume is the same place that you're mixing the levels of all your different sources. So if you're mixing right in OBS itself, maybe you have your gain volume down here, you'll just want to drag this down a little bit like that. Or if you're using Elgato's mixing software and have your system going through right here, you want to turn it down right inside here. Now, just so you know, this whole mixing software is something I'll be doing in a future video. So if you want to see how to mix your audio like that, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And while you're down there, hit the like button because it's free and it helps out a lot and it pleases the algorithm gods of YouTube. One of the quick tips I always do when I'm setting up a brand new microphone and I want to see if my voice and the game volume are just perfect, I'll set up a private stream on Twitch or even just stream to a secret account and I'll watch it and I'll play the loud moments of the game while I'm talking and then I'll watch the stream and make sure it lines up just right. You can also record yourself in OBS and do the same thing, but that's something I'd recommend.
Isn't that what we're doing right now?
I've got 5 main tips for you. Let's jump into that. The very first thing you should do is something we already did, and it's make sure that your input level is correct. If you're streaming and you notice your voice is crackling a little bit or starting to sound a little bit like an old-timey radio,
this is done on OBS.
It means your gain is probably too high. Bring it down a couple decibels. That'll usually solve that problem.
Gain is too high?
The next 2 things you can do are going to be hardware improvements. This first one you can see I've got on here is called a shock mount. It's kind of like this rubber band looking apparatus that springs the microphone around so it can wiggle. What that does is it basically means the microphone is floating in the air. So if you bump your desk or you pick up your mouse a little bit and move it around and hit the desk, any vibrations in your desk don't travel into the microphone as well. The second hardware thing you can add is called a pop filter.
I don't have that.
Something like this. And that's just a little bit of an air filter that goes in front of your microphone and it stops the plosives, like your P's and your T's, things that have just gusts of wind hitting your microphone. It stops that from happening. P's and T's, P's and T's, P's and T's and P's and T's. The last 2 things I recommend everybody do to their microphone to make it sound better are done in the software, and they're called plugins. The first one is called EQ, and the second one is called compression. EQ is short for equalizer, and it lets you boost the frequencies of your voice that you want to hear and cut some of the frequencies that you don't like so much. You can see I've got an equalizer open right here on my screen, and if I boost up the highs just by a couple decibels here, maybe 2 decibels, that'll make my voice sound a little bit brighter. If I cut some of the mids over here around 500 hertz, that'll get rid of some of the muddiness in my voice. And then if I boost the low frequencies just by a couple decibels, that'll give me some thickness and make my voice sound a little bit deeper and richer. This in the audio industry is called the California smile, just boosting the highs and the lows a little bit and scooping out a little bit of the mids. A compressor is something that keeps your voice a little bit more consistent by making the loud parts of your voice quieter and the quiet parts of your voice louder. This can be set up in 2 minutes. I've got a whole video on that as well. I'll put that in the corner for anyone who wants to set up compression.
Guess that's better.
So which microphone should you go out and look for? Well, let me give you a couple things to think about.
Is this better?
First one, probably the most important one. Do you want a dynamic microphone or do you want a condenser microphone? These are the 2 most common types of microphones. Condenser mics are usually front-facing like this, where you talk into the side, whereas you can usually tell when one's a dynamic microphone because you talk into the top, like this, or like the SM7B. They're both good at 2 different things. Condenser mics are generally a lot more sensitive, so you get a lot more detail. They're usually used when tracking vocals for music. The problem when using them for streaming is they also tend to pick up things like keyboards and mics really easily. So if you're gaming, I think dynamic mics might be the way to go, because dynamic mics are typically more only sensitive to what's right in front of them. It doesn't mean you can't hear the mouse and keyboard at all, it just means it's a little bit better. So if you're doing more music streams, you're just chatting, stuff that really isolates your voice without making a lot of extra sounds, maybe a condenser mic is the way to go. Thing number 2 you should consider when picking a microphone is what features are involved on them. This is what we'll get into a little bit more in that next video when we talk about mixing features and stuff on the microphone, because as I mentioned, this has the entire audio interface built into it, and some of them have more powerful audio interfaces than others. Do you need mixing software that goes into it? What dials and buttons do you want on the microphone itself? These are all different on each microphone. Something for you to consider. And the last one is make sure the microphone sounds good. Watch some YouTube videos. Make sure you watch some unsponsored ones. Watch 2 or 3 before you make a purchase to make sure it sounds good. We got a handful of microphone reviews on this deal where we talk about happy stream.
Okay. Whoops. Oh, that was the next one was multi-streaming?
Hey, welcome back to the Streaming Masterclass. This is episode number
Okay, did this
4.
already.
Episode number 4. It's good to have.
Streaming with a mirrorless camera.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Streaming Masterclass. Today, we're talking all about using your actual camera as your streaming camera. So, whether or not you just recently upgraded from a webcam to an actual camera, something like this, or maybe you're thinking about it, this video is for you. We're going to go from the very beginning all the way to the end, set up a camera from start to finish, and we're going to take a look at the difference, just so you can see what all the fuss is about. And of course, every Streamer Masterclass is powered by Stream Beats. It's the music you're listening to right now. If you're new to streaming and you're looking for copyright-free music that's safe to play on your streams and your videos, Stream Beats is free, completely free, and it's safe. And I can vouch for that because, well, it's mine. I made it. If you go to streambeats.com, right now we're actually working on a brand new website. But the links right there to the 2 most popular streaming services are there. If you use Spotify, click the Spotify logo. If you use Apple Music, you click the Apple Music logo. It'll take you to the list of playlists. We got like 16 genres, over 1,600 tracks. Yeah, link to Stream Beats down below in the description. Let's jump into mirrorless cameras. Why do people even use a mirrorless camera when you can get a webcam now, a really good webcam for like 100 to 150
Mirrorless
bucks?
camera.
Well, a couple reasons. The first reason is pretty obvious. You're going to have a superior image quality. It's just physics. You can't take a camera like this and get it to look as good as glass and equipment as big as this. It's just sometimes bigger means better. And also times better means better and more expensive means better. Anyway, these are just better cameras than cheap little webcams. Also, another big reason is the choice of lens. You have a lot more flex on this thing. And lastly, if you want to do really cool stuff, you can kind of pull a Casey Nice ability to make other content out, something fun with it, which is something that I think a lot of people should do. But let's jump into this here. What are you going to need?
Make
Well,
other
first thing you're going to
content?
need is obviously a camera, and you're going to need a capture card, something to plug the camera into the
Ooh,
computer.
no
Look,
capture
they're
card.
also simple. You know, for way people do it. If it does, I'm going to have to go with the dummy battery. The last thing you need to consider, and one of the most common questions I get when talking about this topic, is what camera should I get? And a lot of it's up to you. It has to do with price, has to do with feature set. I use Lumix primarily. I use this to shoot all my YouTube videos, and I'm using it right now, almost this exact
oh
camera.
God,
This is the Lumix
okay, I'm
S5
skipping
II.
this.
This is the S5 IIX. They're basically the same thing, but there are 2 main reasons that I choose this one to live stream. First, welcome back to Streamer Masterclass, a
XLR
series on this
mic.
channel where we go over anything and everything you might need in order to start streaming, or if you just want to improve your current stream. Today, we're talking about XLR mics, which is kind of ironic because this is a USB mic,
Whoa.
which is why I brought my trusty SM7B for this video. Now,
Damn.
important disclaimer, this is a $400 microphone. You don't need a $400 microphone. There are plenty of cheaper microphones. For example, the Rode Pod mic is fantastic. The Wave DX by Elgato is also great. Let's move this so it's not in my face. I just happen to be working in a space with a lot of microphones handy, so I grabbed the industry standard, but please don't overspend on a microphone. Anyway, in this video, we're going to be going over the basics of setting up an XLR microphone and plugging it into an audio interface like this one. This is the Stream Deck Plus with the XLR dock. We'll go over properly setting up the mic gain so your voice is the right volume, setting up multiple input channels so you can control your gain volume separate from your teammate and your music volume, and even a couple more advanced features like
That'd be
Twitch bot track
nice.
and submixes. So hit that like button to show the YouTube, our sponsor, elements that you can completely customize to create your own stream style. You can eat second scratch, last one, multiple channels for streamers. First, the face we want to use. It was a lot easier with our XLR interface. Link to all those in the description below as well. But let's get started. I'm going to plug my SM7B into my XLR interface, plug the XLR interface into my PC, and let me show you what to do first. This is Elgato software right here that controls their XLR interface. The first thing that we need to do is tell Windows that this is our audio interface we want to use. It was a lot easier on Windows 10. You could just right-click the speaker and go to Sounds. Now you have to right-click the speaker, go to Sound Settings, scroll down, and click More Settings because Windows is the one that's one cease chat. As the
Okay, wait, hold on.
multiple channels for streamers. Super cool. That is a long list of a variety of devices. I will link to all those in the description below as well. But let's get started. I'm going to plug my SM7B into my XLR interface, plug the XLR interface into my PC, and let me show you what to do first. My SM.
Okay, so we
you've
do
got
need
across
Elgato.
most streaming. I'm going to make this library, create elements from scratch. Own.pro is an easy and fast way to get started streaming. Check them out at the link in the description below. I'm going to make this video extra simple because there are a lot of different XLR interfaces that you can use. So just because I'm using the Elgato one, because it's one of the most common streamer ecosystems to be a part of, you can still use the things I'm talking about in this video across most streaming XLR interfaces. And just to give you a list of some that have the features you'll need as a streamer, you've got the Elgato Wave XLR, the Beacon Studio, the Roland Bridge Cast 1, and those 3 are my favorites, by the way. I just posted a video last week comparing those 3, so if you're looking for an interface, I'll link to that one in the description. You can also use the Go XLR with these features, and as of recently, I believe the Rodecaster Pro and Rodecaster Duo were just updated to add multiple channels for streamers. Super cool. That is a long list of my XLR interface. Plug the XLR. We need to do is tell when.
Wavelink. What? Wavelink software. Wavelink. Do I need Stream Deck? What the hell's this? Ooh, okay. Jesus, 4K Stream Deck. Do I need Elgato? to use Wavelink software. No, you don't need Elgato. What? You can use without an Elgato. Without an Elgato microphone or way, if you connect your Elgato Stream Deck. Jeez. Do I need Stream Deck to use? No, you do not. However, really bullshit. Wavelink. Let's just download this shit again.
Tis the season to get festive with your workout at Planet Fitness. And with friendly staff and fitness training included, we've got
Who
your
is watching? I
back
bet you're in.
preparing
Must be
all
odd.
those holiday presents. Your arms
Oh,
for
shit.
hanging all your cute ornaments. And your legs for all that last-minute shopping. Whew. Get moving this holiday season. Get started at Planet Fitness for $1 down and then $15 a month. Offer ends December 30th. $49 annual fee applies. See Home Club for details.
In just 2 minutes, an Oral-B electric toothbrush can change your mind about what a toothbrush can do. In just 2 minutes a day, its dentist-inspired round brush head cleans 100% better than a regular brush. And in less time than the average commercial break, you can get that purifying, clean feeling like you just left the dentist. Not bad for just a couple of minutes. Oral-B. Brush like a pro.
Okay, let's try this shit. This light is kind of bright. Fuck it. It's kind of not bright. Holy shit. This is pretty bright. Oh, my brightness is low. Fuck. Meh. Jeez, holy fuck. HDR mode. Wow, it doesn't even change on that. Huh. HDR mode. What? Oh shit. Standard mode. Okay, goddamn. Okay, stick with that. Fuck it. Okay, where was I? This. Oh, wait. Oh, true. Twitch.
I knew you were looking for something serious from your profile.
Oh, God. Stream manager? One viewer, man. Who is that? Is it me? No. Ooh. Collaborate and stream with your friends. Oh, that's pretty cool. Where is... Here it is. Let's type in DSK 0420. It's gotta be this one. Done. Oh shit. Whoa. Right. Connect compatible wavelengths turns gear into blah 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 blah. Please connect your wave device or stream deck or run wavelink on your Corsair. What? Okay. How to use wavelink without G. Wow. Key light, face link, wavelength, micro, and they should let us register a project in wavelength. Bro, come on, man. That's lame. Goo. Oh god. We're Alright, let's click this.
Finding the perfect gift is hard, but sending a
Yeah,
Prezi,
no.
well,
No.
that's easy. With a wide range of gift cards, there's a Prezi for everyone and every occasion. Digital gift cards that arrive
Okay,
instantly
screw
or
you,
can be scheduled
wavelength.
for
Screw
arrival when you
you.
want via SMS
TikTok.
or email. Prezi,
Whoa.
bringing the world's best brands to inboxes across Canada. Anytime,
Oh,
anywhere.
okay, I
Search
figured that.
PREZZE to shop now.
You love listening to your favorite artists, and we love listening to you. So let's talk. Down to take part in our short survey, and you could win a month of gloriously uninterrupted music with Spotify Premium. That means you can enjoy all your favorite artists.
Okay, let's do this one more time.
Sound good? Then all you need to do is hit the banner now.
Can't
for
use
your
wavelength.
chance to win.
Okay. Closing. The fuck is signing out? Log out. Log out. Okay.
Windows that this is our audio interface we want to use. It was a lot easier on Windows 10. You could just right-click the speaker and go to Sounds. Now you have to right-click the speaker, go to Sound Settings, scroll down, and click More Settings, because Windows is like that. So here we're going to scroll down. We're going to find our device, which for us is Wavelink, because that's the software that we're using, and we're going to find the one that says System. So if you're using Beacon, you look for Beacon Studio System, or if you're using Roland, I think it says Bridgecast 1 System. Either way, your device, your system, you're going to right-click on it. You're going to say Set as Default Device, and then you're going to find Voice Chat as the second one, and right-click and make that default communication device. This means that by default, any new audio that your computer is playing is going to play out of the system, except for communication apps like Discord or Skype will automatically go through the voice channel. We'll get into channels in just a second. The next thing you need to know is go into recording, find the microphone that you are using. In this case, we're using the Elgato system, and so I'm going to find Elgato mic in, and I'm going to save this as the default device and the default communication device. I'm not going to do that here because I'm actually recording this on my Beacon mic, which is why I have that one checked up here. But if you've done that, we're done in this window. Hopefully you never have to open that window again, but just fair warning, if you've plugged in a new monitor or anything into your PC and your audio breaks, that's probably what's broken. Go back into those settings and just reset those the way they were before. All right, now we're going to jump back into our mixing software. This is where you're going to control everything. They're all going to look a little different based on which system that you're using, but for the most part, they should have mainly the same features here. So up top here, we have all our separate channels which control our input sounds. You can see right now, I've got my two microphones that are right here. I've got my system sounds, which is the default that we set. So most of our stuff is going to come through here. We've got our voice chat. So if I'm talking in Discord, my teammates come through here. I've got music set over here. If we wanted to add another one specifically for Google Chrome, we could add this in here and make maybe browser, add in browser and make sure we have Chrome routed through here. Something else we'll get to in a little bit. And now we can control YouTube video volume separately from everything else. I'm going to remove that real quick because we don't need it. Down here we have our outputs, and there are two main outputs. We have our monitor mix, that's what I hear, and then we have our stream mix, and that's what our audience hears. These two outputs correspond to these two faders in each channel. So for example, if I go into voice chat over here and I turn down this slider above the headphones, that means I'm going to hear my teammates in Discord less, but my audience is still going to hear them at full volume. For now, I'm just going to link them together, so whatever I hear, my audience hears. That's the simplest way to do it. If I had my headphones plugged into my Elgato interface, I would go to the monitor mix, I would click on here, and I would go to headphones, Elgato Wave XLR, and then I would hear whatever I have set for my monitor mix. Stream output is usually set to no additional output device because it's just sending directly into OBS inside your computer. You don't need to send it out to speakers anymore. I have it set to something else because that's just how I'm recording this video. Don't worry too much about this. And that's the basics of how this all works. This controls the volumes of your inputs, and this controls the volumes of your outputs. I'm going to rearrange some things to make it look a little bit more default like yours, and let's jump into setting up our microphone. So the first channel you're usually going to have is the microphone built into your system. In this case, it's the Elgato Wave XLR dock or Elgato Wave XLR. The very first thing we need to do is set up our microphone gain properly. So here we have an SM7B, and you can see when I talk, we've got this little leveling meter here that shows us the input gain that we're getting, or the input volume. But you can see it's only going up about halfway up here. Now, every single microphone works differently. Condenser mics don't need as much gain as dynamic mics, and even every dynamic mic is going to need a little bit different amount of gain. So that's where we adjust right here. You can see as I turn this up, you can see the meter is getting higher and higher and higher. until a point where it kind of stops. Doesn't matter what I do, it doesn't change. This is because a lot of newer interfaces have something called a limiter that stops it from going too far and peaking. But basically, we want our voice in maybe a loud talking volume to start hitting the yellow here. That's what we're aiming for. So if I get a little bit loud, it's still not weird for me to talk this loud on stream if I'm getting intense. I'm not yelling, but it's getting in the yellow here. And that's good. I think our gain is set properly here. And just so you know, gain is something that once you set properly for a microphone, you don't really touch again. If you find later on your stream that your voice is louder than your gain volume and you want to turn yourself down, you don't do it in here, you do it in here. Okay, remember that. Down below the gain here is phantom power. Now, phantom power is something you only need on a condenser microphone. So we are using a dynamic microphone. I'm going to turn that off. Just so you know, a lot of people might tell you that phantom power will hurt your dynamic microphone. That's not true. It might add a little bit of hiss and static if your mic's not great, so turn it off if you have a dynamic mic, but it's not going to do any damage. If for some reason you're a psycho and you bought a ribbon mic, which is so rare that they don't even put it in here, don't put phantom power on that. That will blow it up. And the last thing here is if you have your headphones plugged into your audio interface, do you want to hear your voice or not? This is done differently on different devices. A lot of them will have a mic monitoring fader that you can just control the volume of how much you hear your own microphone. But if you don't like to hear your voice back in your headsets, on here, I'm going to change this to PC at 100% and mic at 0%. Or if you want to hear yourself, you can start turning this more and more towards the microphone. I actually really like to hear my own voice, so I'm going to set this at 50-50 here. And that's it. Our microphone is now set up and ready to use. Let's start setting up everything else. Now, one of the things we want to make sure we can do while we're streaming is adjust different sound sources, different inputs separately. So maybe I'm playing a game that's got a little bit of a lull and I want to turn up the music. I can reach up here to music and I can crank this up. You can see in the software, the music is going up as I turn it up on this dial. But then maybe we get into a really intense moment and I need to be able to listen for footsteps. I can crank it right back down.
Oh,
so
shit.
we're going to set up multiple channels here. And we're going to start with music because that's the most
Going
common one.
live.
So if I launch Spotify, I'm going to turn on some stream beats here, which shameless plug is copyright-free music for your live streams and your YouTube videos. We got 16 genres, over 1,700 tracks, a ton of music, and it's completely free to use. Available on Spotify and Apple Music. So we're opening it here on Spotify. Link down below. But I'm going to pull up one of my favorite tracks. I'm going to pull up Ambient Gold.
All right, whatever.
And you can see it's not coming through system here. Or it's not coming through music over here. It's actually coming through system. And that's because we set system to be our default setting. I need to let Windows know that any sound that comes through Spotify needs to come through the music channel over here. So we do that by going into our sound settings. We're going to scroll down and we're going to go to volume mixer right here. We're going to find Spotify. I don't know why it shows up twice. It's just a funny little
that's
Windows
not
thing.
even
We're going to
correct.
hit the down arrow, and for output device, we're going to check this, and we're going to go to Wavelink Music. Now, look at that. It probably got quieter because we have it turned down so low compared to system, but now we got music in our channel over here, and as I turn up and down the music dial, well, you probably hear it turning up and down in the mix here because I actually have it playing through the recording mix. And that's how it's going to work for anything. So for example, if I launch Chrome here and I pull up a YouTube video, again, let's pull up the music video for Ambient Gold. You can see it's coming through system. I'm going to add another channel called Browser. And under Google Chrome, I'm going to make the output Wavelink Browser. And now I've got a separate place to control my browser volume. And this will just be Google Chrome volume. Everything else like my game or a separate app is still
Let's
going to
go.
So now you can control all your sounds on your PC separately. Let's send the final mix over to OBS. All right, we got OBS here. It's going to be very simple. We're just going to hit settings. We're going to go to audio. And then next to mic auxiliary audio, we're going to click that. And we're going to set it to Wavelink Stream. And that's going to send our stream mix directly into OBS. And you can see, apply and okay. You can see as I'm talking, that's going up and down, meaning it's picking up my microphone. Lots of times I like to test if it's the proper microphone, that it's not grabbing something else. I'll just tap on the microphone. And now you're all set. Anything that we mix up here is going to come through in OBS, and our audience is going to hear it. Now, some of you are noticing that even though I'm talking into two microphones here, you're only hearing me once, or it only sounds like you're hearing me in one microphone. Why is that? Well, that's where we get into some of the nitty-gritty of mixing, especially something called submixes. And this is really cool. Elgato kind of paved the way for here, and I'm kind of proud to say, if you don't mind me bragging a little bit, I actually helped them with this feature a little bit. So you can see at the bottom of each of these sliders, you have both your icons for your monitor mix and your audience mix, but some of them have them crossed out. So this is the microphone I'm talking into now, and this is the microphone over here, the SM7B.
Okay, I'm going live.
I'm going to name this one SM7B. Go ahead and put them next to each other for simplicity here. Now you can see that the audience mix of the SM7B is crossed out versus the audience mix of the Beacon, and that's what I'm recording. So the recording is going to hear my Beacon microphone, but it's not going to hear the SM7B. If I were to do this, now you're going to hear the SM7B. And if I go back, you're going to hear the Beacon mic. You'll also notice that I have the headphones of both of them crossed out. This is crossed out by default, and you should, for the most part, always leave this off. And you might be saying, well, Harris, we talked about adding your microphone into your headphones. Yes, that's done in here. And there's a reason for that. If you turn this on, this is actually the sound from the complete mix. This means that if I turn this on right here, and I was wearing headphones, this would be the sound from my mic traveling all the way to the PC, and then traveling back to my headphones, and there's converting going on there. There's some latency being added. Latency or lag is happening there, and I'm going to hear my voice delayed in my ears. It's almost like a little bit of an echo. It's not a way that you want to hear your own voice. If you want to hear your own voice, do it in this setting here in the monitoring settings. Having two different mixes, a mix that you hear and a mix that your audience hears, are called submixes. Where that comes in handy is a situation like music here, where in general, if I'm playing a game, I like to have my music turned a little bit lower than my audience can hear it. Because for them, it's background music, it's entertainment, it's fun, but for me, I need to be able to hear the game a little bit more than they do. So I unlink the two, I adjust my submix that I'm hearing. You can see this is the monitor submix. I adjust mine a little bit lower, maybe 70% of what I have the audience mix on, and then I link them back together. That way when I drag one, They both move. I can turn them up and down at the same time, but mine is locked at a lower volume than the audience's. Another really good example of this is when I used the Go XLR. For some reason, my teammates came through louder in my headset than they were sent to the stream. If I turned down my teammate volume so they sounded good to me, my audience would tell me they were too quiet and couldn't hear them. So if I turned it up so my audience could hear them, they were really loud in my headset, and the Go XLR at the time didn't have submixes. If I wanted to fix that now, I would just unlink voice chat where Discord comes in, turn down the voice chat slider until it sounds like a good volume, and then link them back together. And now even if I...
Okay. We live on Twitch, YouTube Shorts, and TikTok. All right, let's
turn down the Discord volume on my stream deck over here.
Stream masterclass. Ooh, do I want a green screen? Fuck.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Streamer Masterclass, the series on this channel where I answer any questions a streamer might have about streaming. Eventually. This is episode 7, so we're chugging along. But if this is the first time you're finding this channel, this video right now, hit the subscribe button if you're looking for more information like this. I'd really appreciate it. Today, if you couldn't tell from the title, we're talking about green screens, how to set them up, some cool creative ideas, and how to use them.
You guys want to stream too?
I'm using a green screen right now. Probably could tell though, because I've got some flaws in my green screen. Not because I'm trying to teach you something special, but because I've got a 3-year-old and a brand new 2-week-old daughter.
Wild.
So
you guys
if you feel
are
like
wild.
congratulating me, just help me out. Hit the like button and congratulate me in the comments because it's 2 a.m. This is the only time I can shoot this. And to save you from making some of the same mistakes I'm making in my green screen right now, I'm going to tell you what they are, so you'll be a better green screener than myself today. How about that? But right now, you can see I've got the Elgato Green Screen XL behind me. Elgato is not the sponsor of today's video. In fact, it's Best Buy, and there will be more on that in just a little bit. A lot of people think the only reason you use a green screen is to put yourself in a cool virtual room or to put yourself in front of your gameplay without any kind of background.
Okay, green screen, green screen.
You can do those things. Those are the most common applications of a green screen in streaming. There is a lot more you can do. I put some of those ideas together for you tonight so you can see them, and I can show you how to make them. Things like this, or even how to do this during your gameplay scene, but still have a normal just chatting scene without a green screen behind you. But that's enough of an intro. I think I just enjoyed talking to you a little bit too much.
Serious green screen, I don't know.
Get into this.
Whoa. Okay.
Can I show you some really cool tech at my other desk real quick? These are the Logitech G Astro A50X headphones. And these headphones do something that no other gaming headphones do. Using the multiple ports on the back of the base station, you can connect an Xbox, a PlayStation, and a PC all at the same time, and then switch between them just by clicking a button on the back of your headset. Perfect for the gamers and streamers that use both console and PC. And also, want to get that premium audio experience using the Pro G graphene audio drivers. Plus, all the HDMI ports are balance controls on that. Or when you're done gaming, A50X is at Best Buy now. Full of tricks to getting a perfect green screen, and if you don't do them, your green screen ends up looking like this. It's just not very convincing. You got green around the edges. You got some weird noisy areas. Part of my chair is fuzzy and slightly transparent. But all of the problems with my green screen right now can be solved with 3 different techniques. Your green screen should be flat. Your green screen should be well lit. And
Who's
your
got a green screen?
Should be a little bit further away from you. Let me turn on my light real quick.
Oh shit.
Oh, do you see how much that already fixed this? It's not perfect. We still got some fuzzies on this side, but that's just because I don't have time to set up another light. But you can see at our main green screen setup, we've got 2 gigantic lights evenly lighting our entire setup, because when we green screen, that background needs to be perfect. You'll also get a lot of people who ask, why would you spend $160 on a green screen like this one behind me when you can go to Walmart and spend $10 on a green sheet? And yes, you can do that, and it will absolutely work on a budget. I did that for years. But the reason you go for a green screen like this is it's flat by design. A sheet's gonna have some waves, it's gonna get some ripples and some shadows, and the shadowy areas are gonna be harder to green screen than the lit areas. And the third issue of being too close to your green screen is the reason I've got green and kind of some fuzziness in my hair. It's why part of my chair is transparent. It's because the green is bouncing off the green screen and landing on the back of me and on my chair, which ends up making my chair look green and getting green screened out in the process. If I wanted to spend a little more time on my setup, I would adjust my camera angle so I have more room, and I would push this about 3 or 4, maybe 5 feet further behind me. But now that you got some green screen principles out of the way, let's toss some stuff into OBS and start this from scratch. So here we are in OBS. We have one source, and it's this camera, and that's it. The first thing we need to do is remove this background. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna click on the camera, we're gonna go to filters, and I know what you're thinking, oh, let's look for green screen. It's not gonna be called green screen. This is the green screen. The effect we're looking for is actually called chroma key. Let's click on that. And look at that. The green is gone almost. Because we've got some areas that are a little bit brighter because they're closest to the light, some areas that are a little bit darker, furthest from the light, we've got to adjust for this. We've got to let OBS know exactly how much green to grab. Do we want a little bit more yellowy green? Probably for this spot here. So if we turn up the similarity, it's going to let OBS know, let's get some colors a little bit further away from green. You can see as I drag that up, I only had to drag it up 9 points and they're all already gone. I think I did a better job this time than I did last time. We still have a